Hello. What you see here is me setting up for
That's just because I don't
tether training stations. This is a clean slate puppy. It's very rare that most dog trainers get to actually teach rather than problem solve. So when I get a little puppy, I can do this with adult dogs too. But with the pups, first thing that we do is we go find stations. So think about, where do you want the dog to go? When you eat dinner, when you're at your computer in your office, when your friends come over, family comes to visit. Where you want the dog to hang out? Where's the dog's couch going to be? Where's the dog's bed going to be? Where's the dog's space to go to? What this does is it gives you something to teach the dog where to go rather than constantly telling the dog no. This actually helps build a relationship of communicating with the dog so the dog knows how to survive in this alien world. Most dogs are disoriented when they first are brought into homes, very disoriented. We're operating under a belief system of, with good intention, we're operating under old, outdated information and old ways that no longer serve. So I play this game with puppies. First thing you do is you find a place where you want the dog to go and do this at every station in the house. This game, Tether Training Station, will be used to teach and proof skills like eye contact, down, maintain. And this actually also teaches collar pressure. Teaches a dog how to back up when they feel collar pressure rather than continuing to pull forward. So I put the puppy on a floor cord, always managing the puppy, think training wheels. And when the puppy's not in the room, we go over to the wall. We put just a titch, spread a little something down lower by the baseboard. It can be hummus, it can be yogurt, it can be a nut butter, it can be anything that your dog's normal diet is. And I often use the dog's food throughout the day to train them so you're not just using treats. I use the dog's meals. I do not use the dish, and you can get my book that I wrote back in 2011. It's old news now, but it's called Ditch the Dish. Will work for food. Creative feeding rather than loading up on treats. Also, our approach does not induce positive reinforcement, lures, or bribing. It might look like that, but that's not what it is. So once you have your little station ready, you have your titch on the wall, you have your handful of food, you get the floor cord, you walk over to the area, the dog discovers the scent, goes over to the corner, and once he goes over to the corner, you drop a few pieces of the food that you have, and then switch the floor cord to the tether. The tether needs to be just long enough for them to sit and lay comfortably, but you don't want them to be able to go anywhere else. And make sure there's no other enticing objects around the dog's area. This is a temporary situation. Never leave the dog unattended while tethered. Never leave a dog unsupervised while tethered. I sit just outside the tether stations, and I'm not directly looking at the dog. You don't want to look at the dog. I'm reinforcing the dog, tossing food when the dog turns back to the wall after coming to the end of the tether, which they feel the collar pressure, and via opposition reflex, which is their nature, they immediately turn back. Imagine walking your dog on a leash and they don't pull, but they actually feel when they get to the end of their leash, they actually back up. This is what this can lead to, and you won't need to use all of the tools that are out there, and there are many, to try to stop dogs from pulling on leash. I mean, number one, it's not natural for a dog to be on the leash. I think most of you know that by now, but it's the law. So, as I'm sitting here with the puppy, I'm working on collar pressure, but I'm also working on the dog being calm when hitting the end of the line. I'm also working on the puppy being comfortable just hanging out in that area. Eventually, it'll become a habit, and I get rid of the food very, very swiftly. Food can actually hinder the learning process if you use it for too long. We don't want to have to always have food on us to have a relationship with our dog. We don't want to always have to have a toy or always have to have something, because eventually that something may not be as exciting and satisfying as something else in the environment. So just think you're always going to be competing with the environment. Number one, the scent of smell. Sorry I'm standing right in front of the camera where you can see the dog's timing for looking back at me, but this is on a tripod, and once I'm in dog zone, I'm not thinking about anything else but the dog. I don't want to lose. I always end with eye contact. Eyes? Well done. And now I switch them back. Off the tether and on the floor cord, and off they go with their training wheels. Always want to end on success. That was perfect. Fucking perfect.
That's classic what it should look like.
That was perfect.
Okay.
So now we end while the dog is still like that. Was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then think about how people could be so successful. They could be having so much fun sending their dogs to different places in the house instead of saying no jump, no jump, no, 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 no.